Mic on, mic on. All right. So let me make this smaller. Get that going. Hey, everybody out there in the interwebs. So we have a little bit different setup today. Let's see here. We got the screen showing. It's an overlay, I think. I got it right. Let me see. Discord. There we go. Overlay. You can still see me. I'll do that. All right, people. So this is Ski with the Citadel Ski, and today we're gonna do some hobbying. We're gonna talk about some General's Handbook stuff. I don't know if you can hear me really well. Let me move my mic around here. Oh, let me get it over here. Take this thing off. Maybe this will work even better. I don't know how my volume sounds, but yeah. So. Let's see, got video good there, check there. So, all right, so we've got Mr. V hanging out with us again today.
Hey.
And then we've got Eli. He's part of the Weird Knobs Weirdcast podcast that he is doing. So we got Eli hobbing.
How's it going, everybody?
Let's see here. We'll give you a screen of what he's doing. He's right there. There's Eli. Checking his paints. Yep. Peace out. Peace, man. So yeah, first off, like I said, we're gonna talk about doing some General's Handbook. We'll do some hobbying. Also, I want to do some quick shout outs to some things. Again, this is something I'll probably end up doing, and you're probably gonna tell me to be quiet every stream. But if you didn't know, Monument Hobbies and Creature Caster have split ways. Not in a negative way. They're not enemies or nothing like that. They just have leadership that they want to do what they need to do. And so, you got Creature Caster with your hobby, your miniatures, right? And then you got Monument Hobby with all your hobby stuff, paints and all that good stuff. So if you ever get a chance, make sure you check out monumenthobbies.com. If anything, both businesses, if you scroll down, I've got a Creature Caster logo, click on there, take you to their website. I've got a Monument Hobby, click on there, take it to their website. So yeah, and they're getting ready to start up their Monument Hobby affiliation program, and we're going to be calling it Monuments. So it's going to be interesting to see when that comes out. I found out that I'm going to have to paint a miniature that represents me as a monument. What would I look like as a monument? So I'm looking forward to that, trying to figure out a model I want to paint for that. If I even get accepted in the program, we will see. But I'm still a Creature Caster affiliate partner, so I'm still working on that as well. So yeah, so it's a Monday. With all that said being done, being said, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it's a Monday. So, how's your guys' weekend go?
It was pretty chill. I just painted some stuff and kind of relaxed. I had a conference for some work stuff earlier this week, so it was nice to just not have to focus on that.
Oh yeah, that's always nice, man. That's always nice. And I think Mr. V is working on his studio. If I recall.
Yep. Yeah, I'm trying to get we're gonna have a place for battle reports and streaming hobby and stuff like that, and hopefully the future place for Weirdcast to record all their shows. So we're kind of working through that right now. Been pretty close.
It'd be cool to do it in person rather than over Discord.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm excited. I think it'll be cool.
Over Discord.
Let's see here.
That'd be awesome. I'm excited. I think it'll be cool.
Let's see here. I might have I might have an echo, but I'm not sure yet. Give me a second here. Let's see here. I might have two things. There we go. Maybe that's it. All right. So let's do this. So that's cool, man. I mean, I know that the podcast is taking off. We're working on getting on the YouTube channel right now as well. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we recorded our second episode this weekend. We did our General's Handbook review. Kind of went over some different stuff than you guys went over on the stream. Gene and I were really, really excited about the Skies of Slaughter and the Anvil of Apotheosis stuff, so we really dived into those.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the Anvil stuff. There's some really cool stuff we're gonna see in the hobby using that stuff, I think.
Oh yeah.
Well, and I was digging around with it, the character creation, for the characters. and they're not as powerful as characters in the book, obviously. It does look to be like you can only take one ability at, you can't stack stats or abilities, what it looks like so far too.
Some of the enhancements you can take, I think up to 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times.
Yeah, so some of them you can't stack. Like if you wanted your damage to go up and have like a damage 3 sword or something like that, you can buff that up. But you can only, and it's only certain abilities, but certain ones you can take up to 3 times.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
So I'm actually looking at where that says that. I was looking through it and I didn't find it.
Let me see if I can grab my copy.
Yeah, there it is. I see it. The same characteristic enhancement can be chosen up to 3 times for your hero. However, the same ability cannot be chosen more than once. Lastly, some options will have restrictions. Yep. So I see that now. I see that says the Blind Man.
Yeah, and it's based on what kind of ability it is, where it says in brackets.
Yeah.
It'll be cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing what a lot of the really creative people in the community are able to put together and then kick ass to make it work.
Oh, big time. And I think it's going to be great, crazy. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed on some of it, but all of it, I think it's for campaigning wise. I think this is going to go amazingly. I'm excited. I mean, even if we use Tabletop Simulator for the time being, or whatever the case is, this gives you a very good avenue of creation and customization and narratives. So.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be great.
What are you disappointed about?
Just the way some of the stuff is. I mean, of course, I don't want nothing named character-wise, but it's just, I think there's no guns. It's just a bow.
Well, the cool thing about that kind of stuff is, I mean, you can use the same stats.
Yeah.
Just call it a gun. If you I think your bow is what? It's on 4s and 4s.
Yep.
2 shots, 1 damage. I mean, if you want to make that into a gun, give yourself 2 AP, up your damage, and then just call it a gun. There's no. I get what you're saying, but you can name that stuff whatever you want. I thought about doing a Lumineth character with 2 swords, but having one of the swords actually be the shield, so it'll be like a parrying dagger or something like that.
Ooh, okay.
So that way, he looks how I want him to look, and he's cool, and he still technically has a shield. But I mean, the model will look like he has 2 swords, but the one sword will just be cosmetic. It'll just be for blocking, so that'll give him a +1 save. So I get what you're saying, but I think there's ways around it.
Oh yeah,
kind of make it the way you want.
Oh, and I agree. I just wish, things like that always get misinterpreted if it's not written in the book. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear you. That's definitely a thing, and something I kind of wish the community as a whole would get over a little bit.
Yeah.
There's always this push for officialism. Yep. In a lot of ways. I mean, it was like that way back when I was working on Lustria for Mordheim, and then it still permeates today. But I think we're kind of getting there. And I think the other thing to take a consider too is this. This thing is this is our first glimpse at something like this. I think if this is received really well and does as well as I think it will, I really think that we'll see more of this in the future.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it has room for expansion and addition to it.
Yeah, I mean, we've already been talking. I mean, one of the big drawbacks I think is keywords are kind of a problem a little bit of ways.
Yeah.
Where if you want to do a demon and you want to give him mark of whatever, you kind of don't have an option to mark him. So you can't mark him. You can't do certain things, and that's required in the list.
Yeah, you can only pick it's a chaos demon, and you have to actually pick your allegiance, one of the 4, instead of actually adding it. Yeah.
Exactly. So
wait a minute. Actually, hold on. But if you do, is it human mortals? Where's mortals?
Yeah, say the example that was brought up that we were talking about on our Discord was if you want to do a Slaves to Darkness Demon Prince, and just make him unmarked. Like, just give him a mark so that he can go with anything. You can't really do that. There's no real facility to do that.
Gotcha.
And then some things, like the way they interplay with certain things, like you can't take particular keywords. Like, so, like for a Lumineth character, like there's some things that will require you to be a Venari to get some benefits. There's some that will require you to be the stone part of it. I forget what that one's called.
Yeah.
Alaric, thank you. And then, yeah, so like there's no way to get like those. Like if you wanted to make a character and then, I want a Venari character so I can pick, the Venari weapons or whatever, I don't really have an option to get that keyword. There's no facility to do that for me.
Okay.
And make a lot of very generic army characters.
Hey, how's it going, Brother Zeus? How you doing, brother? Sorry, guys.
We've been talking about, maybe making a list of potential keywords that each army can take, and then charging just like another Destiny pointer for it, to give some more levity and breadth to what you want to make. Not levity, breadth, what I'm talking about, but give some more breadth to those characters who can make different stuff.
Yeah. Not too bad, Brother Zeus. I think we're doing good for Monday. It's hot down here in Texas. Heat is unbelievable right now, especially in Houston. The humidity is killer, and then the guys up in Austin are probably getting it even, just as bad. Probably not as, but just as.
No, we don't get that evil H word.
Oh, okay.
No, it just gets hot.
Gotcha.
We don't get the humidity on top of it. I feel bad for you guys in Houston.
Yeah.
That is the nice thing I've enjoyed about moving up this way. I don't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
In the summer anymore.
Yeah. But other than that, man, we've been doing great, man. These last couple of weeks have been great for the Age of Sigmar community, for one, with all the Luminous Realm Lords, the General's Handbook. We got Giants on the rise. We've got the other half of Lumineth coming one day or another. So other than that, it's been great, and I think we might even start doing some 40K stuff to help support the good in the hobby. It's hobby overall. So I think that's something we're going to end up looking at doing as well. I'll probably be painting some Necrons on here too.
I'm already painting orcs.
Yeah, you're painting. Your Mega Boss is turning out amazing. There's some tricks and techniques I would love to help you with. Let me put you focus real quick. Show your work. What do you got going on there? Is that a knob? Mega knob.
Mega knob.
Ah, nice. Yeah, so Eli's over. So Eli, he's our Iron Jaw player, Seraphim player.
I'm working also on Nurgle, and I have some Caradron Overlords as well.
And then for 40K, you're doing Orcs and Space Wolves?
I have Orcs and Space Wolves, and I'm also going to do some Death Guard.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
I bought a Plague Burst Crawler yesterday.
And then
if you need Death Guard, let me know. I still got half of the box. Dark Imperium.
Okay.
Somewhere.
Yep. And then Mr. V, he's over there. He plays Khorne, Slaves of Darkness, Realm Lords, Blood Angels.
Yeah, that's pretty much. I kind of focus more in, like, a lot of people really hobby scatter. I really focus in, and I play an army for a really long time.
Gotcha. And then and so you got that, and then I'm an ex Ironjaw player. I'm working on Slaves of Darkness as the models. Working on some ogres for models, but I think depending if I ever get a game on tabletop to see if I like it, the Beastclaw Raiders. I might be doing a Beastclaw Raider for my Age of Sigmar army. So that is a potential.
Yeah, we gotta get that game in there, but I think you'll like it.
Just because it's big models, it's not a lot of super rules. My turns go fast, and then the Giants, right? The Giants coming out too would be great, in that aspect. But it'll give me 2 armies that I can invest and not have to paint 400 dudes. That's my biggest problem right now, I think, because I have so much I want to do. And then for 40K, I will be doing, like I said, I will be painting some Necrons on stream. I've got a color scheme already. I bought 2 cryptics, the regular cryptics, before they're, you can't get anymore. I bought the last 2 from our local game store of Atomic Hobbies. And I'm going to paint 1 for my color scheme to see what I like, and then the other ones just could go in the army. If I play, I might play, but it's just there to have, and I want to make the army look decent, so. But yeah.
Cool. Yeah, if you play Necrons and I dust off my Blood Angels, we can bro fist.
Oh, heck yeah, dude. Brofist all day. All day. So right now I'm going to build some Slaves of Darkness while we kind of talk some more about some General's Handbook stuff. And if there's any questions or concerns or you want to see something, if we can provide it, we'll do that. You know, that's what we're here for. We're here to hang out for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, do some hobbying, talk. And then Wednesday or sometime at the end of the week, between Wednesday and Friday, we'll see what goes on with a couple individuals. We might do a deep dive on some things too as well. So, but yeah. Let's see here.
I'm still working on that Kirk jerk.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna paint him right now. I'm gonna build. I've been working on him slowly. I think he's turning out decently good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I really like it. The orange highlights you're doing look really good on it.
Yeah, so what I did with the orange, it was a little bright, so I took, of course, everything on there, on this model, except for Agros Earthshade, is Monument Hobby paint. And so when I did the orange, it was just a little too much, so I did a red transparent, and like without, like, basically you wet it, you water it down a little bit, and you wipe it off your finger till you have like hardly any in your brush, and then just go back over it to tie it in, and then I'll probably add a little bit more orange to it, more. In Dawn of War video game, Necrons are overpowered. Oh, I know, right? I know. Dawn of War game with orcs, man. They were always orcs and Necrons.
When did you post last night? Did it just get copyright claim? I know. Alright. Because I just got an email that I got copyright. That's something about copyright.
So, Jeff, what are you working on?
I am doing something really simple right now. I'm doing Chaos Sorcerer conversion.
Oh, are you doing the one with that weird head or something like that?
Yeah, the female head. I don't know. I have a thing about putting chicks in my army. Like, I don't know. I dig it. Like, you saw my War Shrine with the girl on top.
Okay.
So this is just a demon head. It's the champion head from the Seekers kit.
Oh, okay.
And I saw somebody do it on Facebook, and it looks super cool.
Awesome.
And fucking that head on your Sorcerer Lord.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think it looks really cool. It's an easy conversion, just a head swap. And yeah, Dimitri was able to hook me up with Demon Head. So
Awesome.
It's great, man.
I'm sorry, Noble Frenchman Dimitri Hotchard was able to hook me up.
The noble Frenchman.
Yeah.
Let's
But,
see, 16,
yeah.
17.
So that's what I'm working on, something simple.
Gotcha.
I'm really I have my like Realm Lords stuff
No, here it is.
pretty much figured out. Just a few things I need to get. I'm gonna do a few things I haven't done painting wise ever actually. I'm gonna start doing airbrush and doing some Xenoball highlighting and stuff like that. Just something I haven't really messed with much. I mean, I've taken airbrush classes in school and I've painted pictures with airbrushes and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's been a while since I've used that skill, but I have to go on up. Need to up the game with the Realm Lords because the models are really cool and there's so many people right now painting them and they look really good.
Oh yeah,
So,
especially if you do the airbrushing and then you go back and you do your highlighting and then blending together, really changes the dynamic of those models.
yeah, I'm gonna do the Iliatha. That's my favorite one from the book. That's the pale blue and the orange.
Okay.
That's my scheme.
Oh yeah, that looks so good.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And actually, that's kind of my favorite. I mean, I really like the Magica. Not Magica. I really like Zyrtec. That's the Magic nation. They're really good. But I think Iliatha lets you pick your command ability. There's not like one baked in, so it gives you a little bit more customizability. And I always kind of like going against meta and against the grain. And we really don't have a meta yet, since we're missing so much of the army. But I think that'll work out really well.
Yeah, it's a really flexible, great nation.
Yeah, they're all good. I mean, I honestly play. I've played a game with Syar. I've played a game with Zyrtec. I haven't played with the Iliatha yet, but I have a list. I think that'll work pretty well.
Awesome.
So this is my non-tackless push. So we'll see how it goes.
Let's see. So Brother Zeus says he's watching a series called "If the Emperor Had a Text to Speech" for Warhammer 40K. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Sounds funny.
Yeah, he says it's amazing and funny.
Come and get it. Or come and take it. Man, I just failed as a Texan. I'm sorry.
What's that? Sorry.
I said come and take it.
Oh.
I'm sure he says that quite a bit.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, you guys been playtesting Lumineth a lot. What do you think with the new, with the new battle plans? What do you think how that's going to go with Lumineth? Is that going to change things a lot?
I think it's going to change a ton. I mean, I haven't really had too much of a chance to look at it, but I think it's not just the battle plans that are going to change things. I think the thing that's really going to change things is kind of bringing realms in and having people roll off for a realm, play and pick a realm. I think that's going to change things up pretty significantly.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, there's
some
some
realms and playing them.
Yeah, I mean, because you're getting a spell, you have a wizard, you're getting a command ability, you have a leader, which you do.
I feel bad
So, yeah.
for anybody that plays me. I win. I'm always picking the Realm of Life
But still, doesn't that one heal you automatically every time?
on pieces of terrain. Oh yeah, especially with the Beast Claw Raiders. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm a big fan of Gur for my Iron Jaws.
Grrr.
It's just command point, make my Maw Crusher act as if it's taking 0 wounds.
Oh yeah, that's that one. That's my one that's my preferred corn one too. That one's super cool.
Just love
And
that.
then and then you get the command ability for +2 to run and charge rolls.
Yep.
Man, you know how well that keys with Corn and Baleful Lords.
Oh man,
So good.
I could use that for Beast Claws too. That would be bad.
God, it's so good. Yeah, I think I really like the way that they did it, because I think before, like, when you present like a suite of rules that's all, random DC this, random D6 this, random D6 that, it kind of gets tough. I mean, here you're kind of pushing somebody to play in a realm, and like those games will play really differently, but every game in that realm is going to be the same. So when I play in the Realm of Shadow and I find an Olgu, I know that I have that command ability where I can pick a unit wholly within 18 of my hero and like pop him closer and like warp him across the board. Like not across the board, but I mean I can do like a small teleport and get him where I need him.
Like a Shadow Step, like a
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I think
that's a good way to describe it.
a lot of them ability, like a lot of the rooms I think are really going to change things.
Well, and like you said, the terrain features, like what was it when we looked at the nullification? Jeez.
Which one?
No, the nullification terrain feature where it's like let me find.
Oh, that's where everybody can unbind.
Let's see, unbind and then the spells go away and like that's big.
Yeah, that one's a cool one because it seems like with that one, like spells are going to be going off a lot more, but then they're going to be gone. So I don't know, it's pretty cool. Like, because you're getting bonuses to you get bonuses to cast. You could let's see. One can attempt to unbind one spell in the same manner as a wizard. If they can already unbind spells, you can combine an additional one.
Yep.
And then if the spell ends up within an inch of terrain, it's automatically dispelled. So yeah, those are pretty cool. There's some cool ones there.
Yeah, it's gonna change. I mean, I don't know. But it also comes down to what players decide they want to play, because like they're like, oh, I'm not playing with terrain rules. Like, okay, so that that's my worst thing. There's a lot of upkeep, and people don't like upkeep.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I mean, I've been very reluctant to play with that. Like even some GTs that I've been at, like we've tried to use them, or some tournament, just not even GTs, just like a regular tournament. We try to use them, and like the problem ends up being, it's like I got so much to keep track of the way it is. Then I'm looking at this chart and what does this do, and then usually I look at my opponent and I'm like, you want to roll for terrain rolls? He's like, do we have to? And I'm like, yeah, let's skip it. So it ends up being skipped a lot. I think it's kind of something that, it needs to happen at this point. I think it needs to be a thing, and people need to get accustomed to it to grow up with it.
Well, even if it's just the regular realm roles. Like if they don't want to use all of it, I don't even mind saying, okay, everything is volcanic. Like whatever.
Mhm.
I don't care at that point.
I would much prefer that. It's a lot less, just a lot less to keep track of. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's ways to do it so that it's not bad. Like if you had like a little token on the board that was next to each piece of terrain and it said actually on the token what it did, I think that's fine. I mean, if I look at it, like I don't need to know what this crazy weird symbol for damned is. It's like the Chaos Star, and But if I had like a little token next to it and said damned, it said on a 1, take you 3 more wounds.
Yep.
That's fine. I mean, I think if it's there and it's accessible, it's better. And I think if GW did that stuff a little bit more, I think a lot of people would be more privy to make these sorts of changes than they would be to just, Because a lot of it they just seem to throw like the random card in there. And I think if they would come out with stuff that would work with this, it would be a lot better. But they did the terrain dice, but those really didn't help me. Like, I don't know. Like, I have a really hard time equating their symbols with what they represent. Like the arcane symbol is like the compass thing.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like some of them are just weird. It's like I look at those symbols and I'm like, I don't really get what that symbol is.
And I know for me as well, even if I memorized what all 12 symbols were, I'd also still have to remember all 12 rules.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we did them at War Games Con 2 years ago. And essentially when I put the rules pack together, there was a page in there that had like all this stuff this ancillary stuff that you would need.
Yep.
So all the symbols were in there. That's when we only had 6, now we have 12. But I mean, all the terrain symbols were in there. Like everybody got the dice, you just rolled the dice, leave the dice there, and you were good. And that wasn't too bad. So I think there's ways to use it and utilize it. But I think, doesn't Seraphon require you to use terrain rules?
Yeah, Seraphon really wants it because they benefit from some of them, and they can make them worse for your opponent than they already are.
Yeah. So I mean, GW definitely wants to go that way, and I don't see a problem with it. I just think, as players and organizers and stuff like that, we just need to come up with more clever ways to utilize it, so it's quicker for people to recognize and doesn't slow down play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know from a tournament perspective as well, it's like it can be a little time consuming, even if it's just like a couple of minutes between moving stuff around.
Yeah, it's just a lot.
I don't have you roll for random terrain rules.
Yeah, exactly.
They're what they are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Especially because we get the reference packet and it's just like, okay, cool, I can look at this and be like, all right, I know what the rule is and I know what they all are.
Yeah, that's one big thing that whenever I'm involved and I'm helping out with the reference packet or whatever, I really try to put everything in there that we would need. Like I'll definitely go out of my way to like print out the battle plans. And I mean, everybody, when you come to a tournament, you should have all that stuff with you anyway. But for me, it's like I just want to sit down and play a game. Like whatever, if I could lower the barrier of entry and just make it easier for people to play, that's kind of what I want to do. So that's kind of like when I work on these things and I try to set up events, I try to make things as simple as possible.
Makes it easier on the people. Because it gets frustrating when you forget your rules, your own rules. And then you have to remember 12 other 1,000 rules of 12 other rules plus other people's armies' rules. And then there's just too much, man. What happened to the beer and pretzel game,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely a problem. I mean, and there is nothing worse than, like, playing a game and it's a really tight game and your opponent like pulls something, and they don't like really pull something, but like they utilize something that you kind of knew but you didn't really know how it works.
Yeah.
And then you lose because of that. Like that's the worst.
Oh yeah.
Like that just stings. And it's like oh man, if I knew that worked like that, there's no way I would have put those there. Like you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff is what I try to avoid.
Oh, big time. I mean, I don't know I know LVO put their tickets on sale, for January of next year. But again, who knows if that's even going to happen,
Yeah, things are pretty dicey here right now.
Yep.
Yeah, not looking forward to the next few months.
Oh, because the school thing?
Yep.
Yeah, we were just listening to the not to derail this entirely, but my daughter's school district, my kid's school district was on that, like we're listening and stuff like that. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is. Hey, Brother Zeus, you have a good night, man. Appreciate you coming by, hanging out, man. Go dream about Gortrek. But yeah, other than that, it's just, even like, going to a local store for tournaments or in there now, it's just like, do you really want to put yourself in that position, right? So the game is going to change dramatically next year. Like, just things get up better, things go back to normal, whatever. Oh, nice, brother. Like, they just painted it and drawn it and painted it. Awesome, man. But yeah, we'll have to see how the meta, I say the meta, but how things go when things get back to normality.
I think it's going to be weird. Because I think a lot of people, myself included right now, are playing on Tabletop Simulator. So it's kind of like, yeah, I can take whatever I want. Cool. Like, I'll just, use this 3D model here or whatever. And, I've been playing with Lumineth, but, if I want to go play a game with Lumineth right now, I got nothing. I mean, I got half of my stuff put together, nothing primed. So it's definitely going to be, a little weird where not that the hobby is going to be, a crutch to it, but I think we're going to be used to, being more fluid with lists and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, it's going to be bang, we need to, build your stuff, paint your models.
Yep.
If you want to come and play. So that'll be an interesting change, I think.
Yeah, I think so. By the way, Telspire is like Tabletop Simulator, but it's meant for D&D, and it looks gorgeous. Oh, nice, man.
What is that one?
Telspire.
Oh, I have that. That is super cool. I like Telspire a lot.
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, it's kind of what I've wanted to build forever.
It's coming out in late 2020.
It's really, yeah, they ever had a Kickstarter for it. It was pretty cheap buy-in. And it just looks amazing. It looks like a video game. Okay. And you build it like Dwarven Forge, and it looks super cool, and it's really neat.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. It is really cool. It's on Steam. I don't think you can. It's still in early access and everything from the Kickstarter, but it's really cool.
And we'll have to check that out. Oh man. So, what do you think is going to come out? Oh, I have talked with one of the developers a lot. Oh, nice, man. So we got an inside man on the channel, guys.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, dang.
Inside man. Which is great. It's always great to talk to developers on things. I know Mr. V has a lot of friends in developing, and I've got a couple. Mine are different developing. It's not really gaming developing, but well, actually no, it's not right. I have one friend that does developing, but he's in California.
Yes, I know a lot of people in the industry, mostly writers and programmers, but yeah, I know quite a few.
Mine is I have a friend that works for Pixar.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I have a friend that works around. I don't know what he's doing right now, but he helped with the Halo series. Like he was one of the developers on the Halos, all of them, by the way.
Like. You worked at 343 and Bungie, or
Bungie, but Microsoft. It's more Microsoft, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a part of every single one of them.
That's pretty cool.
So,
man, that is one of my jobs. I would like when I went to art school and I was studying all that stuff.
So
it was really one of those places I wanted to work.
So Brother Zeus says we're going to talk about Fight Club without talking about Fight Club. He says he got the developers to add the Red Dragon. But we don't talk about that.
Oh, nice.
Nice, dude.
I talked about it, but I can't. That's cool.
I've just got some friends who work at Pixar and stuff, but I don't have anybody who knows this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The closest is I had a friend who worked on the Telltale Batman.
Oh, nice.
Series.
Yeah. So my friend at Pixar, his office, I don't know if it's moved. It's been a couple years. His office cubicle, whatever, was right across from the Death Star, the original Death Star.
Cool.
And then he was talking to me about how, like, you know, there's this mom and dad movie coming out, a redhead, and you know, and it's, I forget the other things, but it was Brave. He was talking about Brave before he could even say it was Brave.
No, that's cool.
And then he was like, yeah, they don't accept, they think Cars 2 is their worst movie. They all denounce it at the studio.
Which one was Cars 2?
Isn't that the spy one?
What happened? What happened? Oh, yeah, that was the spy one. Yeah, that was. I don't know.
I think it was the spy one, right?
Yeah, that one was not great.
So
I'll give that to them. That was.
yeah. Then he's like on his deathbed. I say he's dead. He's not dead, but he was just like, swear to honor, we're not making a sequel to Incredibles ever. Like they were like never gonna do it. And see what happens.
Yeah, it's called The Search for More Money.
Yep.
It will happen. Like, do people want it? Yes, it will happen.
Oh man, it was funny. I sent them a message after. I was like, yeah. So what about that Incredibles 2 movie? Mm-hmm. So.
What did he say?
He was just like, yeah, we don't talk about that.
So weird hobby tip for you guys. Question: you guys know about pinning, right?
Pinning, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, plastic models, pinning doesn't always work the best because you're using super glue, you're using pins.
Yep.
Right.
Do you guys ever do plastic pinning?
I'd use freaking what is it called? Plastic Art. I use their stuff.
So, yeah, so right now I'm putting the Sorcerer's head on, and the join's not great. Like it's not bad, but you know it can use a little help.
Yeah.
So just a real thin piece of like a plastic card, like it's a plastic rod. You do it the same exact way you would do like a normal pin. But with the plastic glue, when it melts, it kind of solidifies. So it makes it a really, really strong joint.
Huh.
But you have to be like quick about it though.
Not too quick. I mean, the plastic glue. I just use the testers, or to me, extra thin cement.
Yeah, you use the good stuff that you have to wait like 3 years to get.
Yeah, that's kind of my go-to, and so that I use, and it works really well.
Lucky you. I just use Citadel plastic glue right now.
Yeah, I haven't tried their glue.
Not bad. It's better than, you know. I mean, of course, you use super glue and resin, plastic glue and plastic, you know. So, you know, it all depends.
My favorite, this is the one I left at your house and lost, is the Tester's plastic cement.
Yeah. They don't even make that anymore, do they?
No, I can't get it anymore. Like, I bought like 4 or 5 of them on Amazon, and they kept sending me the one that just had the plastic applicator. And I'm like, this is not what I want. And I'm like, this is not what's in the description. They're like, all right, we'll just keep it and then order it again. And after like 5 times, I'm like, look, I'm not going to use all this glue. I don't want to like keep keeping stuff off of people. I'm like, just have these people, like these sellers, just update, you know, their thing and just say, you know, we don't have this applicator anymore. Just update your photo. But the really nice thing about that one is it was a metal applicator.
Oh, well, that's
so it wouldn't get clogged or anything, which is really nice.
Citadel has their plastic glues the same way.
Yeah, they do have a metal applicator, don't they?
Yeah, it's metal.
Yeah, I might have to give that one a shot, actually.
So, I mean, you know, it's all about, you know, preference, right? Everybody has their own preference. And that's
everybody's really picky about what they use.
Yeah. I mean, look at you with paints and brushes. You know, you were like set in your ways.
Yeah.
And
then... Yeah, that took some convincing.
Yep.
But yeah, you're right. I really like the Pro Acryl. I will jump on the Monument bandwagon. The paints are amazing.
Yep.
Really love their brushes.
Yeah, we got and their customer and their delivery and customer service and their discounts and everything about them are great.
Yeah, really cool company. I really dig those guys.
That's how I'm hoping I get into their Monument program. I mean, we'll see how that goes. I doubt I will, but you never know, right?
What is it?
Well, it just depends on the requirements.
What are the requirements?
I don't know yet. I'm still waiting.
Like they're paint a model that looks like you, that is like a monument.
Well, that's I think something that's part of the program. He's testing it with like 4 or 5 people right now to make sure all the bugs are done. Like, you know, it's good to go, and then he'll open applications, And so hopefully, so before with the Creature Caster, I'm still a partner with that. I'm kind of lucky on that. That can go away anytime actually. But when I was with the other group, they had the numbers, they had everything you needed for the acceptance.
Right, gotcha.
And so I am not nowhere close to that. So we'll see.
Well, we'll get you there. But if you're gonna do the ski monument, it better have like a lot of like Polish food at the base of it, and lots of rust.
Lots of rust.
Lots of rust.
Well, I'm actually gonna invest for $23. I can get 60 Monument M's from Shapeways. They made last night. They made Monument shoulder pads and tank M's, iconic M's.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is, I don't know if I'm gonna do a Space Marine yet or what I'm gonna do, but whatever I do, I need to get that order in and get those shoulder pads in, and then just use the shoulder pads for stuff.
Yeah, that look cool.
Because the wife brought it to me too. It says you can just turn it upside down and be a W.
Yep.
And I'm like, that would be kind of funny. Have my own personal army.
There you go.
So 1, 2, 3. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on. Like I said, there's a lot in the pipe for them. I'm excited. I'm always excited for those guys because they've went from. It's only been 2 years, and where they're at now is just amazing.
Yeah.
They've only been around 2 years?
So they used to be slow fuse, and then so they made their whites because of all the crappy white paint out there, right? And then they teamed up with Creature Caster, and then they made more paints, and then since they started, I think they're white. It's been 2 years.
Dang.
Yeah, and even if you don't like their paints, which, all paints are different. They're formulated differently and stuff. But, their bottles, man, are, game changing. I am so annoyed right now that, because all my GW paints are in dropper bottles. I decant all my paints. And I wish I knew about these Creature Caster bottles a long time ago.
You mean Monument Hobby?
Because, Monument Hobby bottles.
Yep.
Because I would have for sure used those. And there's no way. How many paints do I have?
Because with the Monument bottles too, you have 3 different bottle choices or top choices you can get too. On top of the basic.
I like just the basic, the dropper ones. I think they're really good.
The twisties.
Eli, you're good at math, Eli. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 rows times 12.
9 times 12, 81. No.
90 plus 18, 108.
So that's how many GW paints I have. So I'm not redoing that again. That was a
Nope.
So whatever GW's paints number is, minus the new ones that are coming out with, I have them all.
Yeah, you have your collection by far. There's no question. You have a lot of paint, dude.
Well, and I have 2 rows of airbrush paint too.
Yeah, you have a lot of paint.
I don't think I have a plastic problem. I got a paint problem.
Yeah.
Because I just love paint.
I'm the same way. I'm like a tool nerd. I like buying a lot of different paints and tools and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
The artist nature in both of you guys.
It's definitely a thing. Right tool for the right job. But it's kind of a curse too, because a lot of times you buy a bunch of stuff and never really use it, or use it once and you're like, not crazy about this, and that'll sit.
Well, that's why I can't wait for, whenever I get an airbrush. I think it's going to change everything for me personally. Not even artistically it will, obviously, once you get good at it. But I think overall, everything I do is going to change between the paints and everything.
Yeah, it's going to be a big change for me, honestly. I don't know, it's something I always fought, and I don't know why. Like I said, I've taken airbrush classes, I've done paintings in airbrush and stuff.
Right.
I don't know, it's just something I've always fought for miniatures. I don't know, to me, there's always this, it's kind of cheating thing to it, which, it's not. It's a tool, just like anything else. It's like contrast paint is a tool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I definitely I prime a lot with it because it's super great. Like the Vallejo Surface Primer is by far the best primer you can get, and when it comes out of that airbrush, it's smooth as glass. Like it is the best. So I've used it a lot for that, but I don't paint train with it. I don't paint models with it really. But it's something I'm gonna change here with Illumina. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Well, if I do get into Beast Car Raiders and I ever get any of those models, then that jungle theme airbrush is going to help out tremendously on that.
It's really good for big stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people I know, like Brian Harrington, is like exclusive airbrush. He loves it, and
he's really good with it too.
Yeah. So, Seraphon Army, really nice looking Orc Army, Angel's Army. Yeah, he's really solid. And yeah,
he uses it a ton now too.
Yeah,
I think that he submitted for that contest. I think for all airbrush.
Yeah, man, you guys are really good painting good soon. That's why I need to up my game. You're getting this old man nervous, so I need to get a little bit better and sharpen up a little bit.
I'm in the same boat. Don't worry.
What's that?
I'm in the same boat. Don't worry.
Yeah. I want to get I don't know, my airbrush. It's a good airbrush. It's not the best. I have a Pache Talon, which I like, but I really like the Eclipse. I think it's really nice.
Yeah. The one I want to get is the pistol grip Iwata.
Yeah, I seen that one. That was really cool. But the pistol grip is nice too. He's really easy on me. Alright, so my conversion's done. I think it looks cool.
Nice.
You think it looks cool or it looks cool?
I think it looks really cool.
That's the difference.
I don't know, it's super easy head swap, and I don't know, I'm not a big fan of the weird horn heads that GW does. I don't know, some of the heads are just really weird. Even in Corn, my Blood Secretor has his own head, has his own skull banner and stuff like that. Portable skulls is different. I'm really particular about my chaos heads. A lot of them are just a little derpy to me for some reason. I don't know, but this looks. I mean, making it a chaos sorceress looks super cool, and yeah, I dig it. I'll show pictures later.
Do you dig it?
I want to see it.
I'm glad you got your Sorcerer Lord because I felt bad after I bought that one. Like, it's mine.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, where the F? And it's like, we must have sold it. And you're like, yeah, I kind of bought that. Like, sure.
So why would you buy a Sorcerer Sword there, Orc guy?
Nurgle?
Because I like Nurgle.
Oh, so you're doing the Nurgle one. Gotcha.
Yeah, I painted mine.
Kirk Jerk?
The Kirk-a-jerk. Oh, okay, yep. Mine's in my box. That comes in doesn't that come in the Silver Tower box?
I don't know if it comes in the Silver Tower box.
Or one of the Silver Tower box sets? Now I gotta look. Oh, yeah.
It might. It comes in its own individual kit. That's what I bought.
I don't think so, because it was super cheap.
Oh, so this one...
It was 50, yeah, that model's $15. And even when I bought it, I was like, I'm definitely buying this. It's $15.
So the Gaunt Summoner comes in the Silver Tower box, but the Sorcerer comes in its own character box.
And then was he part of the whole Silver Tower thing?
Yes, because he was a playable character that they released afterwards.
Okay.
So.
And he's really good in match play.
Alright, I can shoot one of you guys a photo. Who wants to see it?
What's up?
I can shoot you a photo of it.
Oh, well, I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, I took a picture of it. I'll send it to you.
So I'm just being on Chaos Warriors, and then next it's Chaos Riders.
You're doing the Chaos Knights from the box?
Yep, the regular dudes. Foot Patrol.
They need to please give them a point drop, please.
Didn't they give him a point drop?
They need one pretty bad.
Aren't they like 100
No.
points?
I think they're 180.
What?
I think.
No.
They're a lot.
No.
Yeah, they're a lot.
Just regular
They're
Chaos
actually
Warriors?
Oh, regular Chaos Warriors, they're 150.
100.
Are they 100?
I'm bringing it up right now.
Right now.
If you're talking about the Knights, they're a lot more. They're like 160 or something, or 180.
So Chaos
Warriors
Knights
are 100.
and Chaos Knights are 180.
Yeah, the Knights need to come down. Even the Warriors should come down a little bit.
I mean, they're 100 points.
Yeah.
I don't see
The
why.
thing that hurts my soul about the Warriors is the Marauders are so much better.
Yeah.
Like it's not even.
It's not a contest.
No, not even close.
Just gonna mark a Nurgle my whole Chaos army.
It's pretty much kind of what I did.
I do corn, but you know, that's like the give me. Like that's what everybody does. Is the corn. Oh come on now, fit. Oh there we go.
I sent you my Chaos Sorceress.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a character for me. If I should do, if it's gonna be an Age of Sigmar character, it needs to be something that I can customize.
Do they have Polish characters in Sigmar?
Yeah, they sit on the sidelines. Like they're like, you know, NPCs.
I can't think of any like good Polish stereotypes.
It'd have to be Cities of Sigmar.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't have to be. I could do the Skaven. I could do whatever I want, really.
Yeah. Yeah, you could make a really cool. I was tooling around a little bit. You can make a really cool corn priest on like horse or on anything mounted, and like you won't get blood boil, but you can still get the mini blood boil for D3 mortal wounds.
Yep.
And then you can still get cast like a corn judgment, which is kind of cool.
I'm gonna make a butcher riding a giant frog with his tongue hanging out, attached to a keg.
Man, like I really hope they push this more, because just having this available, yeah, it's just so cool. Like, I don't know, there's just many like things that people talk about wanting to make, and like makes you want to like do conversions and stuff like that. I think it's really cool.
Well, and I could hope on one hand and go GW on the other hand. You know, that's what I'm gonna say.
It's true, but I mean, the way the GW acts, it seems like they very much push the creative part of the hobby. And I mean, they do a lot of kit bashing and conversion stuff on their own. And I like to see it. Like, I see on their Twitter all the time when they just like retweet pictures of conversions that people do.
Well,
So this just seems like another step of them kind of like supporting that. Like, it doesn't have to just be strictly what we have put in our models. Like, create your own and do something with it.
It just comes down to support, though, at that time. Like,
Yeah.
they're really good at saying, yay, and then they don't support it afterwards. That's always my biggest issue, is the support side of it.
Like in what regard?
Like, they don't support it like they should.
Like what specifically?
Well, like, well, just look at other games real quick. Not even GW games. Just like, you know, look at Cool Mini or Not games. There's been a couple amazing games that they just stopped supporting. They're like, oh, it's great and everything's working, and then like, yeah, we're not doing anything with it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an issue. I mean, with a company like Cool Mini or Not, I mean, I think their main revenue stream is, you know, let's make another 2-3 million on Kickstarter, and that's our revenue from the year.
Yeah.
I get you though. I mean, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard armchair quarterback and something like that when you're not looking at financials and you're not.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like you're not
Yeah.
running the company.
Yeah, I get you.
But I mean, there is definitely some lack of support. I think though. That
I mean, don't get me going on box set support and money. Don't get me started on that, because I'm trying to be positive. Not
Yeah,
negative.
no. We won't compare the Lumineth Realm Lords box to some box with chainswords and guns. We
Yeah.
won't do that.
Yeah, we won't do that. Now that it's made to order, that you'll get before Christmas.
Yeah. So I didn't realize this, but apparently they did this before.
On a
with
box.
Sisters of Battle.
Yeah.
And apparently those people have not got their stuff.
Nope.
Not yet. I guess they did it with that in a librarian, maybe? Was there some kind of like limited librarian or something?
I don't know. I saw someone say something about that, and I was like, what?
Yeah, and they were like, I just got my limited librarian like last week. And I'm like, what limited librarian?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
I wonder what the issue with that is, because Sisters release was like right before lockdown happened.
It ended like right as we were going into quarantine.
Oh yeah.
I mean, from what I've understand, it's just a capacity issue.
Yeah.
It's like their factory is like super booked, and like their schedules are so tight.
Yes and no. Yes and no. That's. I can tell you verbatim what someone told me that they got told by one of their reps. So for the Adominus box is for week. They were telling vendors, they're like, oh yeah, order what you want, not a big deal, we gotcha, don't worry about it, blah 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 blah. So people are ordering like hundreds at a time, right?
Right.
Then when they did their count, they're like, oh my gosh, we don't have as many as we promised. Oh my god. So they went back out and reached out to all other vendors and said, okay, sorry, but you're not going to get what you wanted because we don't actually have that much because we're already sold out after everybody put their order in. So it's a counting issue. I don't know if they learned how to count right. Is what it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, on their statement today about it, they were like unprecedented, like expectation, like it sold above what they expected, and
But like, here's the thing though.
On their part.
Like, I mean, let's be honest. Like, what have they not had an unprecedented expectation for as far as box sets go? Like, we can talk about Feast of Bones.
Oh yeah.
We can talk about any of the ALS ones.
Oh yeah, they always sell out.
And then
Except for Lumineth. Lumineth is still in stock.
yeah, makes me sad a little bit, but like, I kind of get it. Like, when they did the Sisters of Battle limited release, like you kind of had stuff, and you could take those models out of the box. You can play with it.
Yeah.
Like the Lumineth box, it's cool, but like, it's not nearly a complete army, and you got nothing to supplement it with. It's like you're kind of stuck.
Yep. Unless you have
So-
Deepkin.
Unless what?
You have Deepkin.
Yeah, but I mean, really, there's no really analog for those dudes, though.
No, I'm just saying. At least you got 400 points worth of Deepkin you can add to your
Yeah.
500 point Lumineth box.
You
It's
get
like,
a 1,000-point game into something.
Yep.
yeah, I think the Lumineth is 460, if I'm not mistaken. I remember doing the math on it, and I'm like, man, I can't even play the 500-point game with these dudes.
So, yeah, it's just weird.
It's very weird.
Let's see, okay, there we go. Nice. Now I'm gonna put up some stuff for sale. I'm gonna put my Magnus Prime, or not Magnus Prime, my Magnus the Red. I say Magnus Prime. And people are gonna they should be happy because look at this. He's already base painted with freaking blending.
Ooh,
See, that would make me very unhappy.
What's
that's
that?
the Magnus.
That's Magnus, yeah.
So, that's a great paint job, dude. And I trust you more than a lot of people. Just, I don't know, something weird about me getting stuff that's like, I don't know. I guess I'm a snob and a sleep.
Yeah,
I
but
need to do it myself.
it's the community though. They're like, oh my god, all I have to do is armor and head.
Yeah. I know, it looks really good. It's a cool model.
Yeah. Throw that on there for about a bone.
Be nice. Put that toward the spot.
Possibly. Just that depends on, the game, if you ever get one in.
Cool. We'll get one in this weekend.
See what else is going on. So I know we've been doing the GHB. We haven't got any FAQ, of course. 40K's already gotten their first FAQ.
Don't get me started.
I mean, that FAQ was just like 8th edition updates, basically, right? But still.
Kind of. I mean, they like, so the one thing I wasn't familiar with, like, they pulled out Power of the Machine Spirit for everything that had them. Like, so is that not a rule anymore? Like, do vehicles not have a machine spirit in them?
I don't have
Like, what did that do? Do you even remember? I don't even remember what that used to do.
So Machine Spirit did a couple things. I think one of them was you could heal a hit point back in the day on a 6 if you did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then depending on the army, it did certain things.
It is one, which is cool.
Like if you were, remember back in the day, if you were like disabled, you could use Machine Spirit to not be disabled.
Yeah, I remember it used to be like an extra shot too, like a lower
Yep.
ballistic skill or something like that.
Yep, that was another one thing.
Or back when like they used to have crew shake and crew stunned.
Yep.
If you were stunned, you can still shoot or whatever.
Yep.
Let me look. I still have mine. Blood Angels Codex.
So wait, they added it back. So they took it away and then they added it back. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, in the new one thing, because the only thing I looked at was the Blood Angels Codex. I looked at that FAQ, and honest to God, I don't know. It's been maybe 2 years since I played Blood Angels. I'm an old man, so I don't know.
We're both old men.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. You're not old, but
You know more than I do. I'm looking at all this 40K stuff I have, and I'm like, this is all a foreign language to me.
you're good at math too.
But they're saying that they're gonna start switching, like they're with the Age of Sigmar weapon profiles, where it's like, the simplistics.
Yeah, somebody mentioned that, and that was a big boon for me to play in Sigmar, because it's just so much, like, making a list in 40K is just so tedious. It's like, okay, what kind of guns do I get? Like, do I give him this grenade? Do I give him that grenade? Do I put a Stormbolter on my tank? It's like, it's just a bunch of, like, stuff. And, like, I get that you need to point that stuff out, but, man, it's obnoxious. Like, it's just frustrating. Like, when I make my list for Khorne, it's like, okay, I got Blood Reavers. Oh, I can take double axes or two-handed axes. Alright, cool. Like, done.
Well, so Ironjaws were the only ones that were actually, before they fixed them, was like every individual Ironjaw can take something different.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they simplified it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I understand why they got rid of Power of the Machine Spirit. Because the old rule in 8th edition was this model does not suffer the penalty to hit rolls for moving and firing.
Okay.
Because that's just not a thing in 40K at all anymore.
Right.
So now, like, your cool AI driven dudes are just it's just like a fluff thing, which is kind of disappointing. But I guess from where the current is in 40K, we're internet. What I understand.
So when do you think we'll get our updated FAQ of a book that was supposed to be out months ago that is basically good for rule-wise but not good for point-wise?
You mean like when we're getting the new point, like the points for the all armies that were in there?
Yeah, when do you think that's going to happen?
Historically, it's been a week or two.
Yeah.
So my guess is we'll get it this weekend, because the weekend after this weekend is pre-camp. Or is that this?
25th is Adominus.
So my guess is they would want to get it out of the way for Fnatic.
Yeah.
So I would say I would guess this weekend is when we'll get it. And man, that, like, not to be negative, it's just such a weird cycle that. I mean, the main reason buying the GHB, like, you bought the GHB because you wanted the updated points.
Yep.
So I just bought the GHB and I have points, but in a week, that book is null and void, which is just so hard to me. Like,
It just depends on what's in the FAQ.
well, everything post Cities of Sigmar is in the FAQ.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it's not the whole book is trash. It's just some of it.
Well, but you might as well toss the points.
Why? There's stuff in there that's been updated that needed it.
Well, yeah, but like if we look at the points, like, let me pull it up here. So, things in here that are useless. Seraphon, useless. Lumineth Realm Lords, useless. Paradron Overlords, useless. Cities of Sigmar, useless. Black War, useless. Post-Death Bone Reapers, useless.
Disciples of Zinch.
Disciples of Zinch, useless. Yeah, it's just
Darkness.
Slaves to Darkness, useless. It's just weird to me. Like, I don't know, man. Like, when they did this, and like, I really like that I got a separate book now. I think this is the best. Like, I love that they did it.
I know it was funny as you say that because people were like on 40K side, like, why do we need 2 books? I'm like, really?
Yeah, well, it's because I mean, it's designed. It's designed so I can throw this away because I don't need it forever.
So roll the wound, Mr. Jason. Skaven had updates, but most were already FAQ'd. Okay, yep.
Yeah, and that's how Korn was. I mean, Korn got nothing. Like,
Yeah.
Korn,
There's a ton of them. There's a ton of them like that. There's very few armies in the book that had like a complete update. Slanesh is one of the only ones where every one of its point changes was not in the FAQ.
yeah, because it just kind of fell in that realm of, all right, like, let's nerf this army harder. Like, which, man, I feel bad for those. I know, like, it was fine. Like, I don't think they needed to hit them again, especially like taking off the Legion bonus for like Demoness and stuff.
Yep, that was unnecessary.
Nothing's
And they
unnecessary.
All of the battalions, or all but one of them.
Did they really?
Yep. It was like 10 point, and then like a 30-point increase.
Well, and like, you know, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Like,
Wait,
you
don't
know,
talk about me.
Earthguard Berserker friend.
Oh, that one.
Like, that was just dumb. Like, they tried to address the problem. They didn't address it. They made them technically cheaper. So they were like, well, instead of fighting 2 units of 30, you're going to fight 3 units of 20.
It's
Which-
almost a buff.
Which is better, but the problem is they gave him a Legion bonus. So it's like, well, it just made no sense.
So like
That's
so
something that I thought that, like, I'm like, that's an auto fix. Like, that just gets fixed.
so wait. Didn't we talk about this with like Seraphon with their Stilodon problem?
No, I don't think so. The Seraphon have so many problems. It's on the right points yet. Like, they're not even on the point docket yet. I mean, we'll see when the fact drops. And I mean, there was that, like,
egregious stuff points wise is that Kirk needs to go up, the Salamanders need to go up, and the Bastillodon needs to go up.
yeah. That would be. I mean, Croak at 320 is insanity.
It's ridiculous.
Like, you know, people are crying about Techless at like 660.
Yeah, but he does what a 660 is supposed to do.
Yeah.
Right, but is Techless 2 Croaks? Like, no way.
What?
No
No.
way.
No.
No way. No way it's 2 Croaks.
Maybe okay. At least in Texas, he's not 2 Croaks. Who knows where else, right?
I don't know, he's not 2 Croaks. So I mean,
The
like,
Croak should still probably be about like 400 minimum.
No, he should be 410, so you can't ally him into any other army.
Oh, good call. Good call.
Actually, yeah, I would do that.
Good
Or
call.
let's be crazy. Let's make him 401, like just to be jerks. But yeah, you should not be
Like, let's please
able to
not
be.
go into 40k minutia.
Yeah, like no, exactly. But yeah, like I mean that dude, like you should not be able to take like cities and be like, yeah, a crook, take a crook. Like why not? Like yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Croak should not be allyable.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, Teclis is good. Don't get me wrong. He's really good. Like he is incredibly good.
Yep.
But like it's kind of like with OBR. I mean, there is such internal balance with that army. It's insane. And it's like if it wasn't for Petrifex Elite in OBR, I really think we'd kind of be in the same boat. But Petrifex really pushes him.
That's true. Well, and
I mean,
that goes back to my comment of like every army has a I'm not gonna say cookie cutter, but there's like two builds, and that's what you see 80% of the time with these two builds or one builds because of like Petrifex Elite or a Teclis or Hearthguard Berserkers and like I wish that mentality would change. You know,
it's a hard thing to check. So here's the thing, like the Lumineth problem, it's not a Teclis problem.
no.
It's we released half of the army book.
Oh well,
Yeah.
yes. Well, okay, yes and no. So it's a full army. You're just not going to get the other faction of it because it's
There is no other faction though.
That's what I'm saying.
Tyrion is Lumineth. Like Tyrion's a Lumineth realm.
He is, but he could be. He might have a separate keyword.
No, he won't. Well, he'll have a nation keyword. I mean, the nations are listed in the book.
Oh, I know.
They're right there, which is insane.
I know. That's what's crazy. I don't know why they did what they did, but I have a feeling if they ever bring him out, it's going to be a whole different army. Guaranteed.
It won't be. It's in the book. Like it tells you what their units are. Like the wind swordmasters with like 2 swords, like the horse archers. It's all in the book. Like it's all in the Lumineth book.
It is, and I've read it now, but it's not in super detail. I'm thinking they're going to be like, cool. This is the realm lords, right? And that's what Tyrion is. But Tyrion's going to have these are. It's going to be a different part of the realm lords. It's not. They're not going to be together. I guarantee it's going to be a separate whole thing.
No, it won't be.
It's going to be a different army.
Yep, it is.
No, it's gonna be here it is. The 10 paradises of each. So we got Sayar, we got Iliatha, we got Ymetrica, we got Zaytre. There's your 4. There's the Teclis house.
Yes.
Then we got Ultrai, we got Adarathai, we got Helon, and Olimnia. Like there's your Tyrion half. There's Tyrion's army right there.
Yeah,
like,
but those
when
would be a
Tyrion's
different.
army comes out, you'll just say that they can ally together.
Yeah.
Well, no, it'll be. I honestly think it'll just be another. Like I don't know. We might be in like the Psychic Awakening for AOS right now. Like they might just drop it. Like I would not be surprised if we're 1 or 2 years away from AOS 3, and they do a new box set, and Slaanesh gets released, and now it's Tyrion fighting.
No, it'd be Tyrion, Teclis, and Marathi, and what's his face?
Malarian?
Yep.
Yeah, but what are they going to put in the box set though? They're gonna throw more realm lords in there, and they're gonna and like
Dark Elves.
maybe the well they could do Dark Elves, but I mean they're both technically Order, unless Malarian ends up being like the first Chaos Elf warband or Elf army, which would be cool. But I don't know. But yeah, here like the 4 nations of Ultrai, Arathri, Helon, and Illumnia are heavily militarized, more given to Tyrannic notions of sheer brilliance, swiftness of action, emanation of energy, and allied skill. So that's, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be, like, people think it's like, oh, Tyrion's getting us all. Like, no, Tyrion's going to get, other half of the Realm Lords. And,
logically, I agree with you. I agree with you 110% logically. But knowing Games Workshop, I don't think it's going to happen that way. Just don't see it, man.
I don't know. I kind of bet on this one.
Oh,
Not that I'm a betting man.
And not like you're betting man.
So I would be surprised if.
I'm gonna have to go do some reaching out there. I'm guessing, huh?
Yeah, give me some dirt.
Get you some dirt.
I've lost a lot of those connections, so you're my go-to now.
And even mine are slow. Like mine aren't even as good as they used to be either.
But mine used to be so good. But yeah, like anyway, getting back to the whole like, it's a techless. The thing is, it's like the main bulk of your army for Lumineth is you want the Aurelian Battalion. So you want 20 Wardens, another unit of 20 Wardens. You want 10 Sentinels, 10 Sentinels. You know, you just get already cap. So there's your like 660 some odd block of dudes, or 600, I forget. But that's a huge chunk of your army, and you're kind of like stuck in that because the way that battalion's written, it's like if you pick one unit of Wardens, you have to take a unit of Sentinels. They have to be paired.
Yep.
So you're kind of pigeonholed there. So like your optimal is like you do 20, 20, 10, 10 if you want, you know, good foot troops. If you want the Shining Company and you want to be able to sit on that, you kind of want 20 pikes in each unit. Unless you want to go shooty, so you can go 10, 10, 20, 20 the other way. But then, like, you don't have battle line, you're not holding objectives, your archers are kind of paper, and you're trying to shoot something off the board, which, you know, if you're not doing that with, like, something like Zinch, you're not doing it. I don't think it's that viable in Lumineth, honestly. And then you add your Techless in for 660, and it's like, no, and I think, no, it's way more than that. I think like that battalion, I think, is like 12. With that, like that battalion loadout, and then it's like, okay, I add my Techless in, and alright, well now I can take a unit of Dawn Riders, and maybe an endless, and you're done. Like, it's finished. There's no wiggle room, there's nothing else. So, I get what you're saying. I think Lumineth, they're kind of pigeonholed differently. Other stuff, I just think, you know, meta, like people online just play things that win, and people don't like making up their own stuff. So, to, you know, any of the websites or stuff like that, and be like, all right, well, which army's winning lots of tournaments? Oh, this one. Pick that. We're just lazy. What's good?
Yeah.
What other people do.
Well, and it's like with the beast calls that I'm doing. Majority of that's already what you already take. Most people take already.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, because there's not very many options in that aspect. The beast claw raider side of it.
Yeah.
But then I'm adding 2 scrap launchers. Like, you don't see that.
Yeah.
So and people are like,
well, look at my Archeon army I ran when I ran Marauders, like back before Slave State Darkness had the new release. And we were like, why do you have those? I'm like, dude, this unit is. They don't do a lot, but they're so versatile and they can do so much. Like, I won so many games with them, like running up on an objective, like last ditch, or them like screening something, like screening Archeons to come in and do this double pile in. And so good. I think they branch out.
so what do you think they're going to change on Age 3, AOS 3? What do you think?
Table size will change.
Well,
We'll go down to the 40 50 size.
Okay.
I think because it's kind of cool how like these editions like play off of each other. Like 40k and AOS definitely like inspire one another. Yeah. I think table size for sure. I think a lot of stuff we've seen already. There might be some kind of like some of these armies that are like super command point driven. I think we'll see some kind of more reduction. I don't think we'll see every army. Some armies like having them. I think that might go away. I definitely think we'll see the same coherency rules from 40k.
And which is what?
So right now you could conga line an entire unit across the board in AOS or 40k. So coherency rules in new 40k are you need to have 2 models within. You need to be coherent within 2 models. If your unit is more than 5 models. So instead of doing a long string of dudes, you have to pair your dudes off, so they're 2 to a pair.
I like that.
I like that a lot because I've seen a lot of crazy stuff with giant unit, like stretching across like 3 objectives.
Adepticon. When I went to Adepticon, I saw an orc player. 40k, by the way. This one I went to the chat. Me and Jeff talked about this a long time. And I saw an orc player was doing the orc bike army.
Mm-hmm.
He had all the forge roll tanks and stuff. And no, this is no joke. I'm not even lying. When we talked to him about him, there was a lot of issues with this guy. He says he was there to win and be a jerk without being a jerk. Like he twisted so many people's nipples because of what he did, and he would Congo line all his bikes around the whole table with all of his tanks, and basically it was just
for that cover stage.
For everything. Like, it was just funny. Like, the way... And he was pissing people off. There were so many judge at that table. So much that... Because he was doing everything right. But people couldn't fathom what he was doing with the whole combat.
Yeah.
And so...
He was playing that game technically correct.
Yep. But people could not handle it.
Yeah, there was some crazy stuff you were doing back then.
Yep.
So, yeah, and there is, like, a thing where you can do, like a handlebar kind of thing. Like you can make do your unit like a TIE fighter essentially.
Okay.
Where the ends are there's like 2 dudes on the end, so then they're within 2, so you can kind of still spread it out and split it.
Yeah.
But the problem ends up being that once you start taking casualties, you can get to the point where 1 model's 2 models, and then when that happens, there's like a coherency check where you just keep pulling models until you're back into coherency.
Now, I wonder when does that check take place?
I think it's after Battle Shock.
Gotcha.
I believe as well.
So you have the whole round to do what you need to do.
Kind of, but if you ever do that though, like you can't get back to it. Like it's at the point of like if you lose that coherency due to casualties, you're at the point of no return. There's nothing you can do. You're just host.
Yeah.
Like you can never gain it back. It's like if you decide to deploy like that. I mean, if you do it in your turn, like if you're starting starting the game and you're going first, if you do that for your turn, you can adjust as you move, and then you could like pile in, fix it. Normally, I think 40k is always a random first, so that's just a huge gamble. Like if you take like 2 wounds on a unit, and then like you have a entire unit, that's. So that's a good change. I like that. I mean, I hope they
Take away some of the like Slanesh chaining that they can do with their summoning still.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It would, because the Slanesh summoning is.
It's stupid.
Yeah, I wish Korn could just summon more than once, but
They need to fix prayers, is what I see happening.
Oh man, I know it's a big stick, but
Because again, if you have something in a game and you have nothing to combat it,
yeah, no, that's
that
fair.
is the problem.
I mean, it's kind of the problem with the Realm Lords too. It's one reason why I don't like them, because you got that spell that makes you spend 2 command points.
Yep.
You can't do nothing about that. I mean, are you gonna roll an 11 to unbind it? If you're playing Zinch, maybe.
I've done it with the Iron Jaws back in the day.
Yeah,
I used to do
you
it.
can do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if Teclis wants to be that guy, I mean, you can just say, all right, these 2 spells are going off, and here I'm going to drop my spell portal. You can't unbind on a 13, sorry.
Yep.
And then here I'm going to do my Light of Teclis and like shoot the beam out from that portal. It's just not a fun play experience.
It will not be.
I mean, I played Matt. I felt kind of dirty doing it, and this is Matt. It's like nasty. Destroys
The Grand
stuff.
Marshal of the Texas Masters, Matt Robish.
Yes.
Like,
But I agree. There's some of that stuff.
Just gotta fix it, man. That's all I gotta do. It's not hard to
I
fix
mean,
things.
And like, what would you like to see in the AOS3?
Say again?
What would you like to see in the AOS3?
Oh. Reroll fixes. where not everything in the whole game has rerolls, or if it's gonna have rerolls, it needs to be a small aura, and if it is, it's only ones at any point, that you can't reroll more than once. So things like that. Fixing prayers, of course, where there should be an answer, just like there is for spells. Just because they have to roll a dice is no different than the spells. Like they're the exact same thing, just different ways of performing the act. I mean, those are probably my two biggest things, because the games used to be really quick back in the day. And then when they started adding, everybody gets rerolls, everybody rerolls this, rerolls that, rerolls this, rerolls that. Change it for like, okay, fine, you get 2 dice instead of 1.
Mm-hmm.
Make it easier in that aspect. Is okay, cool. Your reroll 1 is your attack with a weapon hits on 3s. Well, when you do your wounds or something, you get extra dice, or just something to speed up the game, where it's not a reroll. You just roll your dice one time, done.
Yeah.
So.
No, I mean, I really wish, like, did you ever play against someone with like Cunning Rock?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my god, dude! Like, I played somebody, and that was like the most like really cool guy, but like, honest to God, probably one of the most unfun games I've ever had. Because he ran. This was before it got kind of fixed, where they like made the min unit or whatever, and he ran 2 of them.
Yep.
And like his like rolling dice phase was honestly like 5 minutes. And like I had to help him roll the dice. I'm like, because he only had like 40 dice. So it was awful. Like it was so bad. Like I really wish what they would do is I really wish it needs a whole rebalance, I think, from the top down, which is never going to see anytime soon. But I really wish, like, when they would design this kind of stuff, I wish they would be a little bit more forward thinking and be like, all right, like, max attacks for a unit, whatever, is going to be like 5. Like 5 attacks per dude. And if you max dice you're ever going to roll, let's say you can max roll 100 dice. And anything over that, you just average out. So like if I'm rolling, 150 dice, and I'm hitting on 4s, I roll my 100 dice. I have fun rolling dice, and I do that. And then I just add my 25 hits at the end, and just save myself from rolling another 50 dice. Like, I just wish there was like a dice rolling cap or something, where you just didn't have to roll all that stuff, because it just gets insane. Like times too much. I mean, I've had times where for my 40-man unit,
Look at a dice rolling part in an Azer.
Yeah, or even that. Like that's. I mean, I'm not like a big fan of dice apps.
Nope.
But like,
Neither am I. But
when that dude was playing, I'm like, dude, do you have a dice app? And he's like, no. I'm like, all right, well, let's just do this old school. Just
take half our game away, rolling dice.
Yeah, it's just crazy to me. I mean, I get what you're saying too about like the reroll stuff, but like I think it kind of gets to the point where I don't know, people just like complexity for complexity's sake.
Yep.
Like, I know you can have chess is like one of the easiest games ever, and the strategy in that game is ridiculous. But I think as human beings, the way people consume it, just need that extra stuff to be added in. I mean, weird. But
I don't know, just, again, the game is supposed to be a fast game, not a 4-hour game,
yeah, no, I agree. It's a little much. I mean, I'd like to see Battle Shock change. I really dislike the whole like board meta and the guy that drops like 40 night goblins on you and just spends a command point, goes, yeah, they're like deal with it. I'm within my Loon Shrine arc. Yeah. Oh, you did how many? You did 27 to me. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna spend a. Yeah, they're like that. That's change. And I mean, 40k in a way is dealing with a lot of that stuff. They're kind of changing out, making board not as much of a thing.
Yeah.
And I like board. I think board should be a thing. I mean, as a guy that's looking right now at Blood Room, Like, what's the thing? Should be a thing, but I think when you make something unbreakable. I mean, I wish what the command point did was it'd be like, all right, it just counts as you rolling a 1. So if I take 20 wounds or whatever, my battle shock rolls a 1. Or I don't know, something like that, or like it subtracts 10 from just something that it's not just an automatic win button that you just push that button and you're fine.
Yeah, I'm with you. I would love to see Battle Shock change to where it matters more.
Yeah.
Like it did in the beginning.
Because as a destruction player, like I smashing something Iron Jaws into Horde and then sending a command point to be like, hey, no, I still keep half that unit. I'm like, no.
Yeah, it's really.
It's defeating.
Yeah, it's right. You're like when you like plow through somebody, you do like.
Especially if they're Death Horde and they're playing Legion of Gasher and Nihon, and they're like, all right, cool, I'm gonna roll this dice and get like half of what I lost back.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's like why OBR annoys me a little bit, where they don't take Battle Shock at all.
Yeah.
Again, and like it goes back to things that there's no counter. It was kind of like, and I mean, I don't know, like we're kind of seeing like where people are like kind of coming out and being, hey, this stuff where we can't interplay, there's no fun. Like Slanesh was like the first one that really did this, and like when you did Locus of Diversion, it's like, hey, I rolled a 2, so you're gonna attack last. It's like, well, what can I do to mitigate that? Oh, nothing. Okay, fine.
Really, that was just really egregious when that happened.
Yeah, just stuff. Interactions like that in the game are just not good for the game. Like they drive people away, especially new players that get hosed by something like that. Like I really don't like those. Yeah, 100%. But stuff like that.
Chaos Knights.
Yeah, like I like the way Lumineth has it better. It's like, oh, I just picked 2 units and they'll just both attack now, but that's still that activation, and you're still going back and forth. It's just I get to choose 2 units instead of 1.
Yeah, that was one of those rules. Super eloquent and done extremely well. So it's like, and that's the thing. Like they can definitely do this kind of stuff. Like they have some really good designers on staff, but like I just really think they just don't have the time to sit down and. I think those guys are crunched with things that they just can't do it. And just
so my issue is they send out a lot of these 40K games, rules, box sets to playtesters, which are people like, Spiky Bits or Mini War Gaming or Frontline Gaming or Knights of the Round Table or Game Table or all these areas, all these people that get to playtest. Who does it for Age of Sigmar? I haven't heard anybody do it for Age of Sigmar.
So the Bad Dice podcast definitely does.
Oh, gotcha.
They do some stuff from. I don't know anybody. I'm sure there's some, but like that's a weird thing though. Like it's a weird thing to be like a playtester, because like when you're a playtester, are you really happy you're getting like exclusive looks and stuff? Do you not want to tell them, hey, this is dumb? You know what I mean? Like, kind of in that weird position where, like, oh my god, like I have this, like, look how excited we were when we had the Lumineth. We got to look at the Lumineth a few days early.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing. It's like, yeah, now I have these rules like 6 months in advance. Like, do I like rip apart their rules and tell them they're dumb?
Well, that's your job, though. If you're a tester, that's your job. That's what.
Yeah, I know. Like, but I don't know. I mean,
how critical can we be?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard where sometimes they get those packets after stuff's released, like after stuff's gone to the printers, so they don't like really have an opportunity to provide feedback prior. So I don't know. I'd be interested to see how that whole process works.
Yeah. All right, so July 25th is Indominus. Then it's going to be, what's after that? Realm Lords?
So
Giants?
So my not great sources have said don't look for your elves before September. So I don't know. Like,
so then what's coming out then? Think about this.
I don't know, like Sigmar's in a weird spot. Like, how many books did we drop last year?
A lot.
Like, I can't even count.
A lot.
You know how many we dropped this year? One
This
sort
year
of.
is Seraphon, Zinch, and KO.
That's right.
And
So-
Lumineth, I think, so far.
Well, kind of Lumineth.
Lumineth
I mean, they're
hasn't
not
dropped
really.
yet.
They're not really out.
You're right,
But-
they're not really out.
When did KO come out? Zinch?
Same time as Zinch.
Yep.
That was December. Was that December or was that January?
I
You know,
think it was
I'm-
January. I think
I'm-
they were the first books of the year.
I'm on COVID time. Like, I don't even know what year we're in right now. Things are just so weird.
We're 2032, by the way. 2032.
But yeah, I mean, there's just a massive, like, should be.
Cause Jeff, you know me how I look at things. I JW is a animal of habit.
Oh, my God, yeah. Like, that's why a lot of times when I see rumors, I'm like,
But
you know, I don't know anymore as much as I used to, but I know that's not happening because that's just not the way things get done.
But with COVID, and I already knew this prior from them starting to release everything again, is they changed their release schedule and the way they're doing it because of COVID.
Yeah, they have to. Because, I mean, we would have had, my guess, well, this isn't really a guess, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is accurate, is we would have had Sons of Bahamut, or Bahamut, however you want to say it, and Lumina fully released by the time General's Handbook dropped. Because, I mean, their points are, so they would have been out at this point.
Yep.
I did get an email from Adepticon
Okay.
that all of the stuff that GW had showed and all the previews thus far was all going to be at Adepticon.
Yeah.
So that was like a huge thing that they were going to do, and they're supposed to be sending me something that I was supposed to get from being there.
Yeah.
No idea what it is. I've not got it yet. I'm really excited to see what it is, but yeah. So you gotta imagine, like, these previews they've had, they were probably going to announce the new 40K at Epicon, which would have been crazy.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at stuff that hasn't released. So for Age of Sigmar, it's the other half of Lumineth and Giants. There's nothing else that we know of
Yeah,
right now.
that's it. That's
then
it.
Then you have
That's all we're looking at
Underworlds.
right now.
Yeah, Underworlds.
Yeah,
You have
that's good.
Orcs. The Brutes for Underworlds.
What do we have for Underworlds?
Brutes. It's a squad of 3. I think Brutes.
Yeah, it's an orc brute warband.
Yep.
And then there's the Daughters of
There's-
Cain warband.
Yep.
Yeah, there's
Yep.
the dock one.
So you got those
And-
two. Then you
Yeah, I
then you
didn't
get
realize there was 2 of them.
then you have Warcry. What is there coming out for Warcry?
So, Warcry, we're missing. Did those fire dudes ever come out?
Yeah.
Fire Slayer came out in a White Dwarf.
Not the fire slayers. The fire.
Oh, the Flamers?
Nope, they're
Yeah,
next.
yeah,
No, so they're next. So we're missing them.
And then did they talk about other stuff? Like, because then we find out that there's like a Lizardman one coming and stuff like that.
No, they were just cards.
Yeah.
But no, there was like rumor engine images of like a Lizardman warband, and some people thought that weren't they saying like the next round of Warcry is going to be like new, like existing stuff but new.
I'm not putting too much stock on that. That wasn't even like a really good rumor.
Okay, well let's look at this. But here's one that I know about for sure. The Dark Elf, like the other daughters that came stuff that they have. The crazy like shadow cape or whatever. Remember that miniature? Those were a Warcry woman. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about, Ski?
I think.
Let's see. One thing I don't like about the Warhammer community site is it really needs like some kind of index. It's
Oh, I agree.
really hard to find stuff on here.
So while you're looking for that, so we've got that. We've got, of course, 9th edition. So with 9th edition for 40K, you have the separate box sets for all the stuff that's coming in the box sets, which we won't see for a while. But then you also have stuff like the ATV car, the scenery pieces for Necron, the Silent King, the Void Dragon, the massive walkers, the new Monolith kit, the
New model kit?
yep, it's a new kit.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Why are they doing a new kit for that?
It looks so much better. If you look at the picture, the old kit has that door. Now there's
Uh-huh.
like energy and stuff coming off the front door. It's really cool looking.
Man, like,
I'm excited for that. That's really cool.
not that I'm not excited for it, but like, man, like, I get Warhammer's the cash cow, and 40K is.
Yeah.
But man, they get so many releases compared to Age of Sigmar.
Yep. It's the way the cookie freaking crumbles, right? So they got all the new Necron stuff. They got all this Primera stuff coming out. What else they got coming out for 40K? Now, isn't the Psychic Awakening done now? Like that was the end of it.
Yeah, finished.
Did finish.
Yep. The Necron, the Pariah book was the last one.
Because it makes sense because the Silent King. So I'm gonna go on my little 40K little rant real quick. So them bringing out the Silent King and the Void Dragon. Now, of course, it's a shard, and I understand they retconned that a long time ago where it's shards now. It's not the actual entity. But the Silent King coming back with the Void Dragon shard, the universe is in worse shape than it ever has been now. So I don't know what they're gonna do with all that. You know, them releasing that, and that means everything else they release has to be just as nasty. Like fluff wise, I say it, but like, you know, another Primarch, another Demon Primarch. You know, another factions for Tau instead of just drones and sky suits. You know, like there's a lot that they need to do. But
Yeah, isn't the Tau supposed to be like the Covenant and Halo?
yeah, there's
Like, aren't they like a conglomerate of like a whole bunch of different like alien races and stuff?
yeah, because their thing is when they go to planets, they go, hey, look, you join us or you die. Like, go willingly or we're gonna obliterate you. Like that's what they're, you know, for the common good, right? So they try to sell it like salesmen. Like they go and they sell to you like, hey, you want to join us? Blah 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 blah. We're the greater good. We're Russia, whatever the case is. And they're like, no, we don't want to. And then they attack and obliterate them.
Yeah.
That's
They're a conquering empire.
Yep.
And if they say, yeah, cool, let's do it.
Yep. They're supposed to join forces and have their own, like the Kroot, the Vespid, like.
Okay. Yeah, like it's weird that like they haven't expanded on that at all.
Nope.
So I found it. So yeah, for years you kept asking for elves, and boy, have that Warhammer Studio delivered. You got blood-soaked elves, fish riding elves, now shiny elves. Had enough yet? No, not yet. So it's like a new Warcry warband made up entirely of elves from the Realm of Shadow. So that's the Khainite Shadow Stalkers. So they are just a Warcry warband, and they look amazing. And they only showed 3 of those models, and they said there's 3 more. So, from what I understand, like the next segment of Warcry is like all like different stuff, like new stuff.
Okay.
So elves is what we're getting at.
There's been pictures of a lot of different Lizardmen stuff in the rumor engine.
That's true. There have been for a while.
Yeah.
Would have been close.
Yeah, and none of that came out.
That's why a lot of people thought there was going to be a model update when the Seraphon book dropped, and were so disappointed, myself included, when none of the models got updated.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that was disappointing. But then you got rules that are just so good.
But then look at Iron Jaws. Iron Jaws was in the same boat. They got nothing beside the book.
In fact, they took stuff away.
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's not get into that.
Where'd my
Coming. Show them where it is.
Gork lost track on the way back to the Mortal Realms?
I guess, man.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I don't know.
What time we're at? We're almost at there. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of things going on. So we'll see what comes out. Like, there's a lot that has to be released. So that needs to be great. Let's see what else are we doing. We got the so we got the Weird Knobs Underworlds online tournament going on right now. So
Yeah, that's fun.
Eli, I want to say congratulations on your last matches.
Thank you. It was fun. It was really close. Game 3 came down to the last activation. You get some dice roll Brandon's way, and then I lose a guy and he ties on glory points, potentially goes ahead in the end phase.
Gotcha.
How'd your game go, Steve?
First game was good. He had it in the beginning, and then I took it away from him and won. My second game, he just spanked me like an infant. Dice rolls were not on my side at all.
Yeah.
And the last game was literally a 1-point struggle. Like, he just had the right cards to get that 1 point. Like, it was a good game. I lost, but it was a great game. Like, those are the kind of games I like, the close games where, like, you have options.
So, I don't know, like, that game was super fun, but, like, the dice roller for that game seems wrong. Like, I don't know. Like, Brandon was saying, like, how that game is so dice reliant.
Yep.
But, like, I don't know, man, like, I will be attacking, like, the same dude for, like, 4 turns in a row, and, like, I'll roll a crit, and, like, he'll roll 2 crits. Like, it's, I don't know, like, the dice roller is insane to me. Like, it just doesn't seem like it works right.
I'm with you. I mean, I went an entire like phase 2 where I made attacks for all 4 of my activations and nothing.
Like, there was this one setup I had where when I was playing Spencer, and he had 1 dude, I had Bright Shield, and 2 supports, because I had Severin, and all my guys were on his 1 dude. And she rolls 3 dice to attack, looking for hammers, plus I had 2 supports. And I attacked that same model 3 times in that phase, and I didn't hit one. Like, I don't know, like, it's... Man, like, I get a dice game is dice. I don't know. That dice roll was seems...
That's fair. That's fair. Well, we got round 3 coming up. Once, let's see, Dimitri's got to play in it, and...
Yeah, they're playing possibly right now, actually.
Awesome. So then when they get done, work on to Series 3. Hopefully I get to play Jeff, because I think we're about tied, right? No, you won, didn't you?
I did one, yeah.
Oh, so never mind. So I'm on the bottom.
So, Dimitri won his first game.
Oh.
5-4.
Okay, good game, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got that going on. We've got, I think when we get time, I know, like, again, my fall semester is going to be really bad for school. But I think we need to plan something for, like, maybe a tabletop campaign or Path to Glory or something on Tabletop Sim.
It would be really cool to pilot like a campaign system on there. It'd be really fun.
Yeah.
Just to see how it works.
Yeah.
I would.
And, I mean, nobody's done anything serious on table. I mean, people play. I mean, like Dallas has run some tournaments on there. Like the most they've got is maybe 6. So I think there's some. There's some. But yeah, I would much me and even have some ideas for campaign.
I know there's a couple people in the channel that are working on some maps and stuff, and we can import those in.
Oh, sweet.
But yeah. Check something real quick and see if that uploaded yet. I'm still trying to get your guys' podcast to upload. Oh shit! Drop a book. Oh man. And I looked into the flying slaughter rules again, and I don't know. It reminds me of X-Wing.
Eli, you did a pretty deep dive into that. How's it seem to you?
It seems really cool. I don't know how balance is going to be because there's no like point system or doesn't have anything to like internally balance all the units together.
Mm-hmm.
Two of the battle plans are meant to be like 1v1.
Yep.
And then two of them are like encounters, so they're like wings, which are like groups, but you can play them as groups or you can play them in like teams, where teams bring single models.
Weird.
And it seems fun. It seems like it'll take some time to like get used to because it's a little weird in the movement mechanics and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's definitely like shorter once you get used to the running than like an average like Age of Sigmar game, even like on a lower point total. And I like less upkeep of just having like one model on the table. Like, here's the rules. Here's the war scroll. Done.
So is there? I guess terrain isn't even like a thing because you're flying.
No,
Nope.
not really. You could like there's ways to do like a little bit of like flying terrain and one of the battle plans, the narrative battle plan, is like here's a terrain piece in the center.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, yeah, no, it's just up in the air.
So, like, my hot take on it is, like, I thought it was kind of neat in a way. I wasn't looking forward to it. Like, reviewing it on the stream last week,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, there's a lot of cool stuff here, but, like, to me, it really seems like something I'd maybe play once or twice, and that's it. Like, I don't know. Like,
Like I don't think it's something that necessarily I'd want to super dive into and be like, yes, I want to do like a months-long campaign related to this.
yeah, I think it might be something like, hey, we got some, let's, like, play a game of this.
Yeah.
And while I don't have any, like, I can't say it for sure, like, how I'll feel about it or anything, but, like, when I look at this book and I'm like, man, like, this is like what, a quarter of the book is dedicated to this.
Yeah, it's really fleshed out.
It's neat, but man, it's I don't know if I want that much space dedicated to something like that.
Yeah,
You know,
I can understand that.
like I think it would have been more beneficial to like reprint some of the stuff from like White Dwarf, like all those like battalions and stuff and lodges and things that that are only in White Dwarf. Like, why not put them in this book so people have them?
I agree.
But I mean, I definitely give it a try. It might be cool.
The only thing I don't like is for that I wish they gave us campaign rules and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know how they provide like pitch battle like list maker that you can write your list in. I wish they would have given us a campaign page for Skies of Slaughter.
Oh, they did.
No, they didn't give us one.
Huh.
You have to like make your own, and I think that's really weird. I wish they would have given. That's the only thing that's like missing from that area.
Yeah, they're just gonna...
Otherwise, everything is there to just be like, all right, cool. I've got this really cool flying model, and you've got this really cool flying model. Let's just duke it out. And I like that aspect. That's like, here's these like two lords of the skies, and which one's actually going to like win.
Yeah, I'm interested to see like if it tactically has legs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a lot of movement focused because you can only make certain movements depending on how fast you're going, and you have to make movements in that order.
Yeah,
So
there's a lot
very,
of
like,
weird.
movement-oriented.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird like just stuff.
Yeah.
Like, when your stat thing is toughness, velocity, wounds, and recovery.
Yep.
And then your weapon like has an range. You have X amount of die rolls based on I don't know icon.
It's a picture. Each picture is a die.
Yeah, that makes sense. But it's just weird.
What gets me is the angle. Like, they had to throw in a 45. Like, they couldn't just do it, the four angles. So you're gonna really have like, okay, the 45 is okay. It's about right here, kind of thing.
So the way it's done is you're supposed to put a die at the very front, and you measure everything from that die.
Yep. I just think that 45 is gonna mess with people.
Yeah, the way that it seems like they do like the demonstrations in the book, you just go halfway between. You just go halfway between like the front and the side. Like, yeah, it's in there, cool.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna mess with people. I don't think it's gonna see much play. I mean, honestly.
I'm with you. I think I want to play it, but again, it's more like here's just like this side thing when I want to play something that's not AOS.
Yeah, I mean, I'll play a few games and see how it is, but I mean, I'll go into it like minded and stuff like that, but just don't see it being like a long term thing.
So something we should hit on real quick before I call it a night is the auxiliary. So I went through all the auxiliary missions or objectives, and they're basically the secondary objective missions with some tweaking. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And I look at it, and you're not gonna. There's so many that people are not ever gonna take, ever. I mean, situation depends, but there's just some of them you're just like, why would I take that? There's no reason. So it's gonna be really interesting. You see a lot of the same picks.
So it's a lot of non-choice choice.
Yeah.
What I did like about it, for what it says, is that you have to pick two.
Yep.
For a lot of the tournaments we've done, you'd always have to just pick one. But here, they're specifically like, no, pick two.
Yep.
And you get a certain amount of points based on how many of them you achieve. It's like, oh.
Well, and they work for your tiebreakers now, which is very like
Yep.
I am very excited for that point for a tournament organizer and a tournament runner or GT whatever is coming up with points for everything. Sometimes is a nightmare, and okay, you got to do this. This is so much easier, especially for tie breaking. That's the best part. Is like cool, you win or lose. It's either a major victory or minor victory. If you tie, then it's who has the most. I mean, first it's major. Then if you tie or whatever, you can't decide. It goes to auxiliary, and if you tie an auxiliary, then it's a tie.
Yep.
Straight up, that's gonna change. That's your tiebreaker right there. Done.
It's gonna make things so much easier.
Yep. Like here's what the aggressor. You complete this auxiliary objective if you control all the objectives wholly within your opponent's territory. This does not include objectives located on the borderline of a territory. Like, how many people are going to take that?
I don't know, man. I'm like halfway through these. There's not one I've seen that I don't think has a use.
I'm not saying they don't have a use, but I'm looking at the meta and how everybody plays right now. There's not a lot of these. You're going to see a lot of the sames.
Sure, but I think you saw that at tournaments as well.
Well, it depends on how we do it in tournaments. Like,
Yeah.
when we were going to do it for War Games Con, we'd give them this list and be like, hey, you can pick one of these once per tournament. So figure something out.
Yep. And V, I know you're like glass half full guy. I am too. I'm being realistic too and looking at it and go, okay, well, why would so if you're a defensive army, cool, you're not going to take certain things. If you're an offensive army, you're going to take certain ones. It's just it swings.
I'm looking at this from a corn eye now.
Well, yeah, you can swing both ways.
Yeah, I don't know. I like a lot of these actually.
Yeah, but you're not playing corn. You're playing Lumineth now, right? So look at that.
Well,
Lumineth.
Digitally, I'm playing Lumineth. I don't have another way to play. But so yeah, man. I don't know. I think they're cool.
No, they're cool. Yeah.
I think there's use for a lot of these. Like I really like the bait is cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I like Assassinate's cool. Cornered is cool. Defender is really cool. I don't know. I think a lot of these. I don't see any that's like, hey, this is awful. There's some weird ones like Vengeful Counter is kind of odd. You complete this auxiliary objective if any enemy units are destroyed in the same turn to any friend. Kind of like, well, that was weird.
Seize ground.
Which was that?
When you reveal this auxiliary objective, you must pick one terrain feature that is not within your territory. You complete this auxiliary if you have one or more friendly units within 3 inches of the territory feature at the end of the 4th battle round.
That's a weird one.
Yep.
I mean, it's straightforward, but like so many tournament games don't get to it.
Pillage. There's another one.
I like the bait from a strategic perspective. As someone
I love it.
like playing Iron Jaws, I'll throw it on my shaman. And it's like, you want to get rid of that because you don't want me to teleport.
Yeah.
But if you do, you're going to give me a secondary.
Yeah.
I love that kind of just...
I like that from the perspective of playing you and like stringing out that unit of like 20 Blood Reavers and being like, yeah, man, you want to charge me? I know you do.
No.
So there you go.
No, I'd have just foot gorked it and be like, all right, I'm done with that. Oh wait, I've done that.
Option first to do that.
I've done that with 30 Blood Reavers.
You did 40, my friend.
Oh, sorry, 40. My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, I think it's gonna be cool. Auxiliary objectives.
I think these are fun. I don't. Like I said, there's a couple of them that aren't as great, but I could see myself using probably 75% of these.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's 75%. You're picking 2 per game. There's gonna be some that people are just not gonna pick ever. If not, it's gonna be just because they want to try it, not because they really want to like deal with it. You know what I mean?
There's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7.
Yeah, like a lot of this stuff, it's going to be hugely matchup dependent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Mark for Death is really cool. Like, I mean, if I played Lumineth and used these, I'd be like, Eltharion because you want to kill him, because you have to kill him.
Yeah.
So sure.
That's true too, right?
Yeah. So what do you get your take on ALS 3.0? What do you think? What are your like wants and changes if that would come to fruition?
I think my big one again is the battle shock phase. I just want it to matter more, and I think it offers a counterplay against horde armies while not necessarily neutralizing them. That's my big one. I think on one hand, I do want to see prayers be more interactable, but on the other hand, I like that they're different from spells in that they're not interactable.
Yeah.
I just need to see them spread out more.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I can see, like, priests being able to, like, de-prayer a prayer, I don't know, I can't really bind it, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just not a lot of priests. It's like...
Exactly. I think they just need to expand the options of priests available.
Yeah, make more priests.
Then, I mean, like, for Seraphon, like, some of the priest options in the game also just don't have prayers. Like, Seraphon has a literal unit called a skink priest and a skink star priest, and they don't have prayers.
They don't pray at all? That's weird.
No, and I think that's kind of weird. So it's like, if you're going to put this mechanic in, spread it out across the game more.
Yeah, I agree. There should be more prayers.
I do like that, but
yeah. Another one I wish they would do something with is, and I know me and Steve talked about it, is let's change this iron drops. Let's not make that anymore.
Change what?
Like, I don't like how low drops is a guarantee I go first.
No, yeah.
So it just so changes the way you want to create an army. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can
Like,
understand that.
Like, if that wasn't a thing, because if you're playing Lumineth and you're using Peklos, you pretty much have got to go first.
Yeah.
Because he needs his, like I said, he's really good, he does his, but he really needs his stuff up to, like, get his protection and stuff like that. His 5-up shrug and all that. So you, like, kind of have to go first.
Yeah.
So I think that pigeonholes list a lot more. Like, I just wish that, like, you know, drops, I don't know, give me a +1 to, like, roll off and give me a +1.
Yeah, take away just that automatic race to the bottom.
Yeah. And make it a bonus, but don't make it, like, the de facto. Like,
If you
some
have
armies
get to choose.
Yeah, because some armies, they just can't even compete in that space. Like Korn has a hard time getting low drops. I mean, some armies have really expensive times and stuff like that. Like,
Right.
but I mean, it's weird because, like, you're so incentivized to take a battalion because, like, your battalion gives you an extra point. Your battalion gives you an extra artifact. Your battalion lessens your drops.
Yeah.
And your battalion gives you some kind of, like, a battalion ability. I just think that's too much in the one thing. I would change the turn order. Like, I would mess with turn. And then another thing I really wish, like, you know how you can buy a command point?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You might well.
Love it. Let me buy an artifact for 100 points or 50 points or something.
I can go for that.
Like,
Yeah, that would be a cool change in 3.0.
Just something like, you know, like, I mean, Ski talks about this all the time, and he's right. There's just a lot of things are the same. Like, they're, like, the way that things are constructed, they're rigid in a way that you have to play an army or pick an army a particular way, and you just don't get any, there's no incentive, like, thinking different.
Yeah,
and doing different things.
Like your Berserker, your Bloodthirster, Fleshhound list. I think it's freaking amazing. It's cool. It's a cool mechanic. It's a cool design. But you're not gonna win anything with that army. I mean, and I'm not being rude, but like you just said, it's the design of the army versus.
But holy hell, dude, if I tried.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I'm so tried.
But you should be able to. Like, there should be nothing stopping you for making that kind of army
Yeah.
and bring it to a GT and be like, cool, this can work because I have other things available now to make this give me that one little step closer to being a competitive army, you know, or like
Yeah.
Iron Jaws. Like if you don't want to play Gordrak or Mega Boss on a Maw Crusher, but you want to do just brutes and a shaman or
Yeah.
something,
They'll make brutes worse.
you're not gonna win.
Yeah.
But there should be something to help you on that hump. Like there should be some kind of incentives, not the
And
battalion.
we got that sub faction that does kind of incentivize a little bit, but they just went ahead and made brutes really bad.
Yep.
What they do to Bruce?
That took away their reroll. They took away their.
They took away a lot of their abilities,
Yep.
and their weapons aren't necessarily any better for it.
Yep.
So,
Oh, you mean just in like from in the new town?
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, they did a lot of weird stuff with Horn too. Like Skull Reapers used to have 3 different weapon options, and then like if you look at the War Skull card, it's the weirdest thing ever because it has all the weapons listed out individually, but
Yeah.
they all do exactly the same. It's
That is
really
kind of
strange.
weird.
It's so strange.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
And I think in 3.0 also I'd like to see better magic balance. Like they're really incentivizing like spellcasting and stuff. And
Yeah,
there's a lot of armies that aren't spellcasting focused, and they just can't compete.
yeah. There's a weird there's definitely a weird thing with Magic. I mean, it's kind of like you gotta. I mean, you look at your Seraphon, your Zeech, your your city, like your like Alucard cities lists,
Yeah.
and you're slinging tons of spells, and you're either in that game or you're not. You have no business trying to eat in that space, or you're cornering, you cast spells, you just shut it all down. 30
Yeah.
minutes.
Or you're tankless and you're just like 10s on everything.
Yeah, I mean it's nasty. There's no doubt. There needs to be some kind
And the
of
spell dispels whatever.
And it's kind of useless that every wizard knows Arcane Bolt and Mystic Shield, but there's so many units that can only cast one spell. And it's like, how many times are you actually going to cast Arcane Bolt or Mystic Shield when you're really you're taking that unit almost to cast the War Scroll spell or the one lore spell that you want to take.
so you want to see like more.
I would love to see, more cast, more diversity of cast, or just
So
a lot of units either need to be able to like cast another spell or have like some sort of benefit. I feel like there's just a lot of it is wasted. Like Steve
Yeah.
said, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't get used because of like push for like competitive and stuff. I
Yeah,
think the way they designed a lot of Magic, a lot of it just gets left on the table.
yeah, I mean I'd be down for like a command point to cast an extra spell.
Yeah,
I think
something like that would be nice.
that's a cool resource where you can do stuff. I just don't want to see it turn into 40k with command.
Agreed. I don't want it to be like, command point can do anything.
Yeah,
But-
I agree.
But the way that you limit that as well, and which I think 40k is doing, is you just limit command points.
Yeah,
If you're going to make command points do anything, then you need to be able to limit how many they have.
yeah, no, I agree. So you play Magic a lot, right? Are you competitive in Magic and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Oh, Eli,
So-
Eli will mess you up. I'm telling you right now.
So here's what I want to ask, because like this. So how does the meta play? Like how does net listing work out in Magic? Is it a huge thing?
Yes.
So
Massively.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that there's online play.
Yep.
okay, because what I was gonna ask is like, I was gonna say like, is this pigeonholing that we see in Sigmar, is it because people have to build models together, so they just prefer to look at something that's good and just play it? But I mean, if that same kind of thing happens in Magic and it's just you buy a card, you don't have to. There's no like hobby investment. You just buy the card to play the game. It just might be. It just might be like a cultural thing, just the way that we are with the internet.
I think that's part of it. You bring up the fact about like building and the models and such. I think that's a huge thing with Magic. You have the game piece and you buy the card and that's it. Like that is the game piece fully done.
Yeah.
Warhammer, you're buying the kit, and you have to build the model, and then you have to paint the model and base it depending on the tournament. Like, there's so many more levels to the hobby.
Yeah. Is
Is it kind of-
like the net list part, like the Magic thing scene? Is is it just as prevalent as AOS or bigger?
Oh, it's way bigger.
Way bigger? Because
Yeah,
you're playing
'cause,
online.
Like,
Well, it's been around for a while.
there's Moto, so there's literally thousands upon thousands of people playing various formats all the time. So very frequently, Wizards themselves will even put out like, here are the deck lists that like went 5-0 in a 5-game like tournament circuit, or you're playing like a league on Magic. So those net lists are out there because Wizards themselves will put it out there. And then on top of that, there's website resources like MTG Goldfish that are very well known, and they aggregate all that. Like, here's the meta share of all these decks.
Gotcha.
So then that kind of pushes it like people think those are the top decks, and people will play those, and it just kind of creates a cycle.
So how many, like, is there ever people that, like, come in with some, like, batshit crazy list and, like, do with it?
Yep.
Like, and is that, like...
about certain formats is because there's so many wide-ranging game pieces, like,
Mhm.
you can do, like, little tinkerings, and anything can have, like, a counter. And if anything is too broken, they just ban it.
Oh my god, that'd be such a great. That's what I wanted. A ban or a 3.0, a sideboard, a 500-point sideboard per game.
But I get the point, and it makes a lot of sense, but I don't know how you do that in a miniature game.
Yeah, I think it provides an even bigger barrier to entry. At least on the tournament level.
I mean, I like how you can just be like, all right, like I'm playing Zinch, like what I got is gonna work. I need to shift my focus here, but I don't know. Like I get the intention, and I think all the intentions are one whole idea, but I don't know. I think Eli was right. It might hurt Bear eventually a little bit more.
I think it gets to a point where on a tournament level, like we see in 40K, they're doing a ton of min-maxing already. You're just gonna start seeing that in AOS. Like you see that push in Magic. There's the idea is like a deck will be really good, but we gotta optimize it.
Yeah.
What's the right ratio for everything? How is it gonna handle everything? How is the sideboard to reconfigure the deck and all that stuff? And I know from a personal standpoint, I like that AOS doesn't have that because I like that I have to make my one list, my 2,000-point list, and it's got to be able to handle as much stuff as possible.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I like I do like the idea of the sideboard, like at a tournament, though. I really do. But yeah, it's I don't know if that fixes. I don't know. Like, is it even possible to like come up with a game where like lists are different all the time and like things can be interesting and people play with different stuff? Or does like do people always just get to the point where things like gravitate to the top? I don't know.
We'll have to see, man. We'll have to see.
And the weird thing about the sideboard as well is, well, what do you include? What do you allow in it? How much do you let a player change in between games? Like, is it just going to be model swap? They have to include certain things? Because the way you end up building your main list will kind of might pigeonhole what you can include in your sideboard.
That's why I think it's hard to do it. I mean, if we're talking like a card game where it's like, hey, you swap out these 4 cards for those 4 cards, we're done.
Yeah.
Not so big of a deal. When I'm trying to swap out I don't know, the 240-point unit of Reavers for, I don't know, something that costs a lot more points. Like, it's just, there's not as much like flexibility there.
Well, you could just
What
create.
you bring, you got to be able to make sure your battalion's still legal, that you don't like add an extra hero, extra behemoth, whatever.
Well, the answer to that is you just have 2 lists then. Then you just go, okay, cool. I'm making my corn list. It's hand to hand, heavy on prayers, or not heavy on prayers. But then you have another list, same amount of points. Everything is legit, and it has prayers. So you have the 2 lists that you can switch back and forth depending on who you're playing against.
I mean, I would honestly like that better.
Yeah, same.
I mean, again, it's still like, all right, like now I gotta bring more than a 2,000-point army, which is fine. I have no problem with that. I have them all. But I think that makes sense. Putting the sideboard.
I think that idea fits better for what the game is than just like a straight up sideboard.
And like I said, I really like the idea of the sideboard. I just don't.
Well, then it comes down to sequencing.
Yep.
So then it goes down to, okay, so who gets to decide first if they're going to sideboard? But the thing is, it's funny, is you have to do it at the beginning of the game, right? So it would have to be monitored somehow, where you get up to the table, you get ready to start your game, you got 5 minutes to give each other your lists. Well, that's when you determine what you're sideboarding. You don't know what they're doing. So that can hurt you or not.
Yeah, no, I got you. That's super cool. Eli, did you play in the Masters team format?
No, I didn't play in the team tournament.
Because they did like a thing where they each brought 2 lists.
Yeah, it was something like they each brought 2 lists.
Yeah, and then they flipped at the same time, which is kind of a cool idea. So like I get what you're talking about with sequencing, but they did like a thing where each team was 2,000 points, and then each teammate made two different lists. And then depending on the person you were facing, you would like flip your list. So there was some kind of like play back and forth there to figure out like what I take, what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like something that you're talking about, which sounded really cool. I played in the regular Masters. I got murdered, but yeah, it seemed cool. It seemed.
Yep.
I know a lot of people.
I did not make it to the Masters, so.
Neither did I, man.
Yeah, I didn't do it, Eli. But yeah, it was
That was the goal for this year.
Yeah.
Damn you, go.
Yeah, that'll be the goal for next year.
I didn't even make it as a. I didn't even make it up there. Like I was. Yeah.
Yay.
Let's see what time we got. We got about 2:20. I think it's a good stopping point. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, we talked that long. Jeez.
Yeah. Hobby
Sorry.
stock.
Got almost 1 mega now complete.
See.
I did my one conversion. I've just been sitting here BSing.
It looks good. I saw the picture you sent.
Thanks. Yeah.
I built 9 warriors and a horse.
There you go.
So. And so I got to fix my camera because painting is upside down on Discord, and so Discord doesn't allow you to turn the screen. So we might switch to maybe Google Hangouts and see if that works, because like so you can see my hands coming from the north to the south, right?
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be the other way around. I'm supposed to be reaching in, not reaching down. So.
So we need to flip it.
Yeah. So Discord does not let you switch that screen, like rotate the screen. So.
Can you flip it in like your Twitch software?
So it is on. So when I'm using my regular camera, because I have you guys, I'm streaming you guys from Discord, like screen sharing.
Yeah.
Regularly, yes, my screen's already flipped and I'm good. Just again, Discord does not allow you to. Like even on the stream, it's backwards because I'm sharing the screen. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a weird thing.
Yeah. I was gonna paint, but I'm like that would be very awkward to paint while I was upside down. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah, for sure.
Monday's
Thanks
hobby
for
day.
having us.
We got the Weird Cast. We got Mr. V from the Weird Knobs. We got Ski. He's part of whatever, all of it, any of it, some of it, who knows what. So we got Wednesday. Sometime this week we might do something. Maybe do some deep dive on something or whatnot. Maybe like an hour and a half. If we get it scheduled right, maybe stream some tabletop still there. I don't know yet. We'll figure something out. Other than that, like I said, on my Twitch, if you scroll down, I think they switched up the Twitch outlay a little bit. So if you go and you hit About, there might be an About tab about my channel. That'll have all kinds of links, like pictures. Click on the picture, it takes you to the place. Make sure you check out My Hobbies, because they have some of the greatest hobby supplies out there.
Yeah, definitely check out their brushes and their white and black game.
Yeah, all their stuff. Like, I like all their paint. I use all their paint more than anything right now. And their brushes. And let's see what else.
Love Yeah, I love the rushes.
Creature Caster's got some cool models coming out. End of July, they're having the Queen of is it Ruin? Onslaught. Queen of Onslaught. Never mind. She's coming out the end of the month, so look for that. Get a chance to check out the Weird Knobs website. There's a link in it. I have down below as well. We got a lot of stuff going on with the Weird Knobs site. We've got don't forget to check out Roll the Wound. Check out their page as well. What else, man? Thanks to all the sponsors, the people that sub, follow. Thank you all. Appreciate every ounce of that counts and helps out a dramatically. Lots and lots.
Yeah. Can I give a little shout out to all the local game stores too? With all this stuff going on with this COVID nonsense, those guys need help. So do yourself a favor. Don't buy on Amazon. Go curbside or get some stuff. Support your local game stores.
Yep. Because a lot of them will take your order over the phone. So all you have to do is drive up and they'll take it out to your car. So
Seriously, buying like one model, it'll help them in the long run.
Yep. And then be safe, man. Think about your families. Think about yourself. Think about others. Be safe. Be happy. Have a great rest of the week because it is just Monday afternoon. You got the rest of the week. Then we got a weekend. So, whatever you do on the weekend, right?
Yep.
The world is insane. Do what you can to keep yourself in a good spot.
That is so true. Let's see here. Yeah, other than that, any closing remarks before I end, you guys?
No, just thanks for having us on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for real.
Okay.
This was fun.
No, this won't be the last time, guys. You'll get to see these faces more often. Maybe the fall semester might be a little bit shorter because of teaching and schooling and working and who knows what goes on, right? We got a couple months on that. So
Yeah, who knows how that's going to shake out.
yeah, right. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much again. Have a great rest of the day, rest of the night, and have a great week. And we'll talk with you mañana. See ya. I'm out. I'm outie.
Peace.
Peace.